Hey guys, and welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is the Blue Podcast, and today I'm joined with Cal for his first guest interview. Looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to it. 100%.
And today we're joined by Mert. How you doing?
All good, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Just for our fans, why don't you tell us a bit about what you do?
So I'm a Turkish Cypriot sports journalist. I've got my own Liverpool page called Anfield Club where I do like content creation. On the side, I've been doing filmmaking in terms of putting a spotlight on North Cyprus. They're currently an unrecognised country. So with their sporting landscape, at the moment, Turkish Cypriots are capped, so they can't play in FIFA, UEFA tournaments. So we just filmed the first ever documentary in that country. So that released last week. So yeah, as you all know, football, just juggling multiple things and seeing what works really. But yeah, it's been hectic, but very good, thankfully.
Perfect. Well, we'll get into that later on. But I want to start with, obviously, you went to UCFB like pretty much everyone on the podcast has. And then you went into football. So I wanted to hear more about the first job. For the people that are studying at UCFB, you can't get a job afterwards, don't worry.
So as soon as I finished UCFB, I'm a graduate of multimedia sports journalism. I was straight on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Straight on LinkedIn, connecting with people, like looking up companies like Adidas, Nike, looking at people and then connecting one by one and DMing people saying, guys, I'm a fresh graduate from UCFB. Any opportunities available, I would love to explore it. And through there, eventually, I found a program called BComs, which is for people from underrepresented communities. And they done masterclasses like News UK, and they gave press passes to go to matches like Arsenal, Chelsea. Oh, wow. And to me, with someone not being able to go to matches and being more of an armchair fan, to just get that booster seat into going into the press, seeing people like Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, it was phenomenal. Because all they said was, here's the press pass, do what you want. Grab content, ask managers questions in the press conferences. It was surreal. Like my first game was Arsenal versus Tottenham. North London derby.
Great game. Great game to go
it's
first.
out of like luck. So basically you get 2 people for each match in the season. We drew Arsenal versus Tottenham. So through there, I done like fan interviews, and luckily I got to interview Ty from AFTV, which was eventful. And yeah, it just stemmed from there. Through doing all that, I saw a job on LinkedIn for a company called Refresh Sports, and it was one of them ones where it weren't through an agency. It was the employer of the company that said, guys, send me an email with your CV, cover letter, things like that. Sent it through, and through the interview stages, I got the job through there really, and it's been 2 years since.
Amazing. So the first part was more of like an internship? Or...
No, it was straight in really. But before that, the bit I missed is through Job Teaser, UCFB, which UCFB alumni and students know, I got an internship prior.
Okay.
Through like, it's a sports company, but they also done Web3 stuff, which I weren't really involved in too much. But that got me into like more social media management within real work. So that was a 3-month internship. Yeah. And then I jumped through the program and then working at Refresh Sports.
So tell us about Refresh Sports and what you were doing there.
So
still there, right?
Still there. So I do a mix of things. So the role is a team assistant, but through that I do social media management. So some of the clients are Yaya, Touré, Zarnell Hughes, who's I believe the fastest man in the UK is what they title him as well. And just an array of people that work within the media scene. And they've also got like a production side where we've done shoots with like the FA. So yeah, there's a big mixture. There's also the Football Blacklist, which is an event that honours black achievement through sports. So through there we do regional events. So there was one in Liverpool, Leicester. There's going to be one in Bristol coming up. So
there was one here as well, wasn't there?
Yep, there's a national event every year, which is in London. That's like the overall big one, which is yearly. So a lot of travelling, a lot of going in and around. But I would say my main expertise is social media management / content creation for all this.
And obviously that kind of relates to your page, Anfield Club. How did that come about?
Anfield Club was an interesting story. It's one of them ones where I'm born and raised in Essex, but I was born in North London, Enfield, but went to school in Essex. And being the only Liverpool fan, you've got Arsenal fans, Tottenham fans, West Ham, and you all have the debates, as we all do now. And I always felt excluded in the sense of, there's not another Liverpool fan to talk Liverpool about. I want to talk about the Fernando Torres is moving to Chelsea at the time, Steven Gerrard doing his thing, Suarez. There was no one to talk to. So I was like, okay, Instagram is, I guess, active at the time, which it was, but it was still very fresh. I started that in the sense of just connecting with the community. And through trial and error, it built up naturally. And I've been doing it consistently for 8 years. And genuinely through trial and error, to the point where I didn't know how to edit, I didn't know any of this. It was just finding a picture and the caption. But over time, thankfully, I've managed to adjust and make it a thing that's worked for me, and something that stands out in the CV.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of kind of, especially like the podcast, a lot of things that other people are doing who are around here, it is just a matter of trial and error and trying things, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Exactly. And you might end up surprising yourself. You might be like, oh, I was better at this than I expected myself to be. But you got to really just throw yourself outside your comfort zone. And if it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, you go on to the next one, you know?
And so what year did you start that, roughly?
2017.
Okay.
This is where the maths is. Yeah, 2017.
So this was whilst you were still at school?
Yes, whilst I was in secondary school.
Nice. I'm just kind of painting a picture of the timeline there.
Yeah.
Tell us why you're a Liverpool fan as well. Because as you said, you're from born in North London, live in Essex. Everyone supports London clubs there pretty much. Yeah. So why are you a Liverpool fan?
Well, my dad was a Spurs fan, and he's still upset that he couldn't get me to support Spurs. And I feel like I lucked out in that sense. But it was mainly through my uncle. And I asked my uncle, like, why did you end up supporting Liverpool? And he was like, I've just enjoyed football, and I saw a team play that was wearing red. I liked their kit. And since then, he was supporting Liverpool. And since I was born, he just, I guess, beat my dad in that sense of getting me to support Liverpool, showing me the matches, buying me the shirts. Yeah. And it just stuck. It stuck. And thankfully, I'm a Liverpool fan. Like, but I do have a soft spot for Spurs in a little sense because of upbringing and things like that. In terms of upbringing, but Liverpool support since then.
Well, you certainly picked the better team, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. Although Spurs did win a trophy last year, or this year, we should say, last season.
Champions of Europe. Second division.
So how did you guys meet?
Well, my brother played for the team that is it the Samsung Sports.
Yeah, so I was doing social media management as like voluntary work during this time of finding my place, called HMT Samsung Sport, and through there, I was just doing social media management, things like that. And then I saw Cal one day, and then he obviously has gone to UCFB now, and since then we've been in contact.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've got another Turkish Cypriot brother here. So
there isn't a lot of Turkish Cypriots out there. So when we're in sports, we do want to just help each other out the best we can.
Exactly.
Now tell us about this Turkish Cypriot Republic, North. Sorry, I'm getting it wrong there.
Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. So tell us about how this project all started.
So I used to live in Cyprus when I was age of 12 to 14, and when I went there, because obviously born and raised Turkish Cypriot, but you're born here, you're born in the UK. When I went there, I noticed how isolated it was, in the sense of no one can play in FIFA, UEFA tournaments. And I've come from a background where I'm seeing Arsenal, Spurs, everyone playing in the Champions League, and I'm thinking, so there is a sporting landscape here, why aren't they playing in Europe against other countries? Then, because I'm 12, I don't really know too much about politics, but then I found out that it's an unrecognised country, and unrecognised countries can't participate in FIFA, UEFA tournaments. So I was like, okay, it's been over a decade since obviously I was there, but now I thought, now that I work in sports, let me go over there and really showcase what is going on over there in terms of the sporting landscape, the athletes, because the athletes that are capped there, they tend to go to Turkey to play internationally, and that's breaking into a whole different system. So it's just jumping over more obstacles, more hurdles than any other athlete would do, you know? So that documentary was about shedding light, like telling the story about what the sporting landscape was prior, how it is now, and how they want it to improve in the next 5 to 10 years. And we went to a cup final, which is the biggest match of the year, and every goal one of the team scored got pitch invaded. So you can see the flares, the pyros, people jumping on top of each other. It was brilliant.
You see the Turkish fans is so much more passionate in Northern Cyprus.
Okay.
It's so passionate. As he said, because I was there at the screening of the event, I was watching the scenes. Everyone, even the nans from the they're just fucking getting into the pitch, everything, just celebrating with the players.
It's a big moment for them because they don't get to play in these international tournaments. So for that, it's the biggest event of the year. So it's just about speaking to people. Like I spoke to the president of Northern Cyprus, the foreign minister, the president of the FA in the country, and just seeing why it's like this. Because in 2025, you'd think, hold on, like every country, every athlete should be able to play or at least have the opportunity to qualify in these tournaments. But I guess it is the embargoes which is going on, which is a shame. But this documentary is shedding light in terms of showing, hold on, there is a community here, there is a sporting landscape. So it was a privilege. I really enjoyed it, and it got me more into filmmaking and doing more things like that.
Well, I want to talk to you about kind of the process of doing that, because I'm guessing it was your first documentary.
Yes.
So from the idea, what were kind of like the next steps for you there?
So basically last year a documentary came out called The Side of Cyprus Nobody Talks About. And it was people that went over there and just got to see what North Cyprus is and what it's about, the history, etc. As soon as I saw that documentary, I got inspired. I was like, guys, this is phenomenal. Like, it was a very snappy documentary. Because, you know, a lot of documentaries nowadays, like in 1938, blah, blah, blah. This one was really snappy and it kept you engaged because viewer retention, as you guys know, is everything. So,
Big thing.
Yeah, massive. So I got in contact with those guys and I was like, guys, this is amazing. I'm a sports journalist in the UK. Let's do something similar to this, but in sports. I wrote a pitch deck. And that took me 6 months because on the internet, you guys, if you look, you'll know there isn't anything.
You barely found anything.
No. Like the history, who's won this league, that league, why the island's like separate with football. So it's through like kind of like UCFB in terms of going on Google Scholar and things like that to find what you need to find and calling people, old newspapers. We got there in terms of the research. And then the team that done it last year said, we're on board. Let's do it again. And let's mainly focus it on sports. So through there, it was just about writing the script. But I kept it semi-structured. I didn't want to have to memorize a lot of things. It was very off the cuff. Even with talking to the president of the country, that was at half time of the cup final. So you see the crowd. In fact, you see the match recommence as it's going on. But it was very off the cuff. But that's what it needed to be to really get the pure emotion of it all.
Apart from the research, what were your other challenges in filming this?
We really lucked out in terms of getting the interviewees. Like whoever we reached out to was really on it. But the most difficult part of it was the women's football side of things and women's sports, because you'll see in the documentary, women's football restarted in 2022. Wow. 3 years ago. So imagine trying to get information on that. So we were like, okay, research, there isn't really much. We're going to have to go directly to the source. So I interviewed the head of women's football in North Cyprus, and through there, we got the scoop of what's going on, what the teams are like. So that was definitely the hardest. And if we go again, I want to talk more about women's athletes and how they're progressing, because while it's very new, and it's very new in general, but we saw the hype about the women's Euros. That was massive. So I want the same for Turkish Cypriot women, to know that they've got a future, you know?
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit about what it is like for them at the moment?
Well, right now, North Cyprus, because it's an unrecognised country, purely because of their ethnicity, not talent or anything like that, just say they want to become a footballer, an Olympian, they're not really allowed to. They can't represent North Cyprus. So the pathway at the moment is through Turkey, which is... You can represent them as a Turkish Cypriot, which is brilliant, but that's breaking into a whole different system, a whole different country. And we've seen it. There is a Turkish Cypriot Olympian called Buse Savaşkan. She's a high jumper. She was in the last Olympian. But in terms of people that have broken through, I can count with my fingers, you know, so it's very limited.
I'm not too sure on like the football. See, how many Northern Cypriot play for Turkey? Is there any?
At the moment, none. Like there was Colin Kazım Richards, if you guys have heard of him as well. He was Turkey Cypriot. There's Muzi Iset, who used to play for Leicester. So these people have represented Turkey, but apart from that, there isn't a lot. So that's the narrative we're trying to change, or at least put more eyes onto the situation. So FIFA and UEFA can look at it and go, oh, hold on, like, what's going on here? Because even with the TV coverage, it's very limited. Like, it's through the BBC of the country, but what about the diaspora of people that live in England, Australia, that are Turkish Cypriot, or people that just want to watch it in general? They can't watch it themselves. Like, in terms of famous players that have played in North Cyprus, you've got Lua, if you guys have heard of him, so he used to play in the Prem. So if people see, players like this
Victor
played in North
Boniface
Cyprus.
as well.
Victor Boniface played in
Okay.
North Cyprus. That's one of the most recent ones as
Yeah.
well. So if people know these things, they'll be like, oh, hold on, let me have a look. Let me actually see what's going on in Turkish Cypriot football. So yeah, it's just about spreading the message, really.
Okay. And what's the population like in Turkish Cypriot?
Very good question. If I have to guess, probably like 600,000, 700,
big.
or let's say between 300,000 to 600,000.
I mean, you've got nations that play in Europe with less. I'd say.
Gibraltar,
Yeah.
Kosovo. They're
Yeah.
the two most recent
San Marino.
nations. Two most recent nations to play in FIFA UEFA or be accepted. So yeah, there is with lesser population. So-
There is a chance of Cyprus, Northern Cyprus, to actually get the recognition. It's just it's just politics.
It's a quite political.
It's very,
landscape.
politics.
It's too much to get into because you see it's so much history. It's like over 100 years or something
It's a
like
lot.
that.
But what people say is sports should always be apolitical. Sports
Exactly.
shouldn't have any barriers or politics involved. If you're an athlete, you should be able to compete like everyone else.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's kind of what I'm on this podcast to just kind of shine a light on that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, personally, I didn't know everything that you've been saying, and I'm sure a lot of people don't know that. So it's amazing. Where can they find the documentaries?
It is on YouTube on the Freedom and Fairness for Northern Cyprus social channels. It's on my social media as well, Mertarmet Media. So anyone who watches it, please feel free to get in contact, let me know your thoughts, as it's something I want to expand on and build on with underrepresented communities as well. But filmmaking, I think I found like a new passion for it now. So I want to continue, even if it's short form content. Like we're rolling out clips now and we're seeing like the fruits of clips and how well they do as well. So yeah, we're trying to utilize social media the best we can.
When you say we, who do you mean?
So it's myself and a creator, Turkish Cypriot as well, who founded the page Young Turkish Cypriots. And we've also got a videographer called Afzal Chowdhury. He done like Kids of the Colony. He done the videography for last year's documentary, The Side of Cyprus that nobody talks about, it's called. So 3 people that were mainly on it.
Yeah.
So as you can imagine, we had to spring out our versatility. Some days we were producing, directing, script writing. So 3 of us, like early mornings, late nights, WhatsApp chats. It was a lot, but we made it work.
How long did it take you 3 to like finish the whole project?
Over a year.
Okay.
Over a year. So yeah,
To be
if I had
fair,
to, like 14 months, if I had to.
It's not too bad for only 3 people, like
Yeah.
3 main producers.
Yeah.
That is very good.
And for a documentary of that size as well.
Exactly.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It was a lot of work, but I loved it. Like
Yeah.
once you see it formulate and see it, because we done a premiere in Soho Hotel, and it was a mixture of Turkish Cypriots and sports journalists. So we had a lot of notable people. We had Paul Canoville there, who is the first black player ever
Yeah.
to play for Chelsea. We had a mixture of people.
We had Lewis Skelly's mum there as well.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I pulled up and I see her.
Yeah, Marcia, she's
Yeah,
doing brilliant
Marcia.
work with Number One Fan Club,
Yeah, she's
helping
a
out.
Big advocate for that.
Yeah.
And
She
that-
also went UCFB.
Yes, I knew. Yes.
Yeah. So it was a very mixed room, but it was 100 people, so we maxed out the capacity of the screening room, which was amazing. And the questions we got was, I didn't know this. How can we help? How can we spread the message? Because these people deserve to play as well as everyone else. So that's the aim. So I'm glad we're getting there, but we just got to continue and keep on pushing.
Yeah, no, because I mean, the whole point of football is it's supposed to be able to be played by anyone.
Exactly.
And it's amazing that the light you're showing on it. What's something that we could be looking forward to seeing of you in the future?
Right now, I'm still trialing and erroring. I'll be honest. I'm still with Anfield Club, still with filmmaking, short form content. I'm just going to still continue doing a mix of things and whatever lands. So even I don't know. So it's spontaneous, all I'm going to say is I'm going to stay consistent.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're consistent, then certain paths will open that even you wouldn't expect,
Yeah.
So I would say content creation if I had to generalize it, but whatever field I can get into and tap into, I will do and see if it lands and if it doesn't,
Is there a field that you've not tapped into yet that you would like to?
Great question. Probably more filmmaking that probably isn't just sports, if that makes sense. So like just say there's an underrepresented community that has a hobby or like they've got a passion project, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a charity or organization for a good cause. I would like to spread light on that and cover it, in terms of people can find it on social media. So yeah, there is a lot in my mind, but nothing formalized right yet as of today. But let's see what happens.
I do have a question for both of you. Yeah. Next charity match, should we get Matt as the presenter?
Yeah, I'm down for
Yeah.
it. I mean, you got two big shoes to fill with. We had Josh Wilcox and Jim Daly. Yeah,
Big names, big names. Yeah, I love that.
and that was brilliant. But I think, you get a ticket for the next one anyway. Don't you?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
We want to get as many people involved, especially football journalists, because I feel like it was our first charity match.
Yeah.
I know how much Cal's told you about it.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot. I'd say that because like organising an event like that, for the first time,
It's not
You're
easy.
shitting bricks.
bro, the week leading up to it was one of the most stressful weeks of my life. But
not including the kit
issues, yeah, that was part of it.
What happened with like the
The
kids?
kit's got stuck in customs, but I'm wearing the headliner shirt
Looks
now.
brilliant.
But this was not the shirt we were supposed to be wearing.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
But you guys improvise.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's not easy, guys. Running events, especially, is so
I
tough.
have to say, all the SLT people in the podcast did so well
Appreciate
to actually
Just I wish you turned up on the day.
maybe play me Cam, not CDM.
We're trying something. Didn't work out.
Yeah, I was lost.
For those who missed it, guys, chat a bit about the match. What was the score? Highlights?
10. We won 10-3. We won 10-3.
We lost 10-3.
Yeah.
We lost 10-3. I mean, first half was really good. 3-2 first half.
Ooh.
We went 2-0 down, brought back to 2-2, but then they scored literally last kick of the first half.
And it was a banger.
It was a bang goal, yeah. He made Kian look, one of our other hosts, look very silly. It was Zayn, right? Yeah, it was Zayn. Zayn, like there's a photo and you can just see like Kian kind of like slightly falling over as he goes past him. No, there's one of Kian as well. He turns Kian inside out for the goal.
Yeah, well, I think the photo. I'll get the
He
That's
could.
right.
I'm hearing these clips there, guys. That's clips.
Oh, trust me, they've been clipped.
That's it.
He nearly died.
Yeah.
Photographer smashed it, though.
Yeah, we had
Grabbed it in action.
Yeah.
we had like 5 photographers there, which
We
was
had
brilliant.
amazing. They were amazing as well. I have to
there's
say,
I'll show you after the podcast.
Yeah.
There's a shot of me doing the Jota celebration, which
Yeah, I
was
love that, guys. Brilliant.
so good.
and he nearly died.
I got snapped for the second goal.
Absolutely
I had a
snapped.
very big bruise on my hip afterwards.
he
Sometimes
nearly,
you've got to tell when it's a charity match.
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
like,
he nearly did a flip.
Well, actually, we've had Tyler, who the centre back that did it.
Tyler
Lovely
Cruz.
guy.
Yeah.
Such a good lad. Such a good lad.
During the match, I thought he was a twat for that. But I'm sorry, Tyler, but I love you. But yeah, I thought he was a twat for that. But you know what? Found out he's a very nice guy.
He's a very nice guy. He's
such a
he
legend.
does a lot of work for mental health and does a lot of charity matches
Brilliant.
as well. So shout out Tyler. Hopefully, actually, you're supposed to be on today.
Yeah.
We'll have a thing. We're seeing you next week. But do you play football yourself?
used to within like school and things like that, but not as much recently, you know. I'd love to get back into it. Like I've been
Well,
more on like the racket sports and things like
Paddle.
that. Not paddle yet.
No.
More like badminton. I need to try paddle.
It's
That's the
so
next
good,
one.
bro.
Yeah.
The issue is it's because of the demand for the courts, it's so expensive.
That's what I'm hearing. Even Billy Wingrove said like recently prefers paddle to playing football now.
Yeah.
But I need to try it because everyone I've spoken to said paddle is the new wave.
It's easier on the body, but still good fitness.
Yeah, that's what you need.
What's your desired position if you were to play football?
When I used to play, I was more like an 8 and a 10, so midfielder.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fair
I did like the whole reason I got into sports because I wanted to become a footballer, like
Yeah.
everyone else.
Everyone
in the
that, let's
Yeah.
be honest, everyone that works in football that's not a footballer
100%.
wanted to be a
100%.
footballer.
100%. We've had a
100%.
knee injury or something like that kind of. But once I noticed that, weren't going to be a footballer, I knew media is the next preferred outlet, and I do love working in the media. Like it's brilliant, and you're right in the action. Like even in the Turkish Cypriot Cup final, we're on the pitch.
Yeah.
We were right there when they're taking the throws and things like that, hearing the fans, and
Interviewed the players afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
That was.
got to interview the players after as well, which was brilliant
Was that
as
a bit
well.
of a surreal experience? Or?
It genuinely was, because speaking to Turkish Cypriots is brilliant, but then you get to speak to players that have come to North Cyprus that are not Turkish Cypriot, that are talking about how much they enjoy playing in the country and things like that. So it was very surreal. Like the dopamine hit, I don't think it went away because I lost my voice. as well. I lost my voice and I had a shoot day the next day. I was like, okay, what are we going to do here then? Because
Throat loss
you'll
is-
see it in the documentary. I start shouting when they score because for more context, it was a team called Lefke and Mausa Turkucu, MTG. This MTG team has won the league 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
So like the Man City of North Cyprus. And Lefke, like the underdog team. It's their first final in 11
Like the
years.
Arsenal.
So they won it. When they won it, their fans went insane. It was like the biggest moment in the club's history.
That was
Which
20
is why they're
years,
not
wasn't
Arsenal.
it?
Because they actually win.
More similar to Crystal Palace Man City
Yes.
FA Cup,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
say. That's what I would compare it to. Arsenal are a big club, man. You
It was,
guys are-
yeah.
Yeah, they're the best
was
second place team ever.
Yeah. You're not in the champion.
You're in the Champions League,
Fuck.
mate.
What team did you support?
Chelsea.
Ah, okay.
That's why I've been loving the
Club World Cup champions as
yeah.
well, Conference League.
World champions, mate. Yeah, 2 Champions League.
Technically best team in the world.
14 FA Cups. You'll never sing that.
Oh, so upset about that one. But obviously, you've met some very interesting people, interviewed some very interesting people as well. The usual question is, who's the coolest person that you met or whatever?
Who's the
I want to know
biggest?
who was the most surprising or interesting person that you've met.
Definitely Yaya Touré.
Okay.
So he's a client within Refresh Sports that I work with. And the first time I met him was in Wembley, in fact. There was a private event where they weren't allowed media. So I was like, so we can't even film content. But it was an interesting event where you had notable people, like certain people from football teams. And then my manager said, Yaya's at the car park. Can anyone go grab him? I looked around. I was like, yeah, I'll grab Yaya. So within that walk to go up, I was just talking about, obviously, at the time, I believe he left the role within Saudi Arabia. He was the assistant manager to Roberto Mancini. So within that walk from the car park to Wembley Stadium, as you guys know, we're just talking about his experiences, and I started talking about North Cyprus. Like, I didn't want to like put all that on him, obviously, but it was a really casual conversation to the point where I said to him, Yaya, what do you say about elevating your social channels a bit more? Because it's been a bit quiet. And then through there, we ended up doing like a mini content series of like interviews. When we done it at the Football Manager HQ, where I got my phone, my mics, got a little tripod, and basically we just directed a few clips of him talking about his experience in Saudi, like his faith, his religion, and just a multiple amount of clips. You'll see it on his social channels. It was at the end of 2024, and at the end of that, I just thought, hold on. Not only did I just meet Yaya Touré, but we just shot with him. We done stuff for his social channels. How does that happen through like a 5-minute conversation?
Yeah.
Like, it just shows that you need to shoot your shot. Obviously, this one's got his perks as he's a client of the company I work with for sure. So there's that benefit. But regardless, like networking, shooting your shot and saying, let's do this, like the worst thing that's going to happen is someone's going to say no. And that's it. So I would advise any student or anyone working in sports just to shoot your shot and put yourself out there the most you can.
I was going to say, well, you kind of answered the question I was about to ask next.
Go.
Do you have a not common piece of advice that you would give for someone that wants to do something like what you do?
Not common advice would be just trial and error. I know I've used that a lot, but don't think about, I need to get this equipment to start, or I need to save up X, Y, Z amount. Get your phone out, click record, because the videos that we spend hours on don't go viral, but the ones that we get out quickly end up doing crazy numbers. Like you can't predict social media. So I would just say stop thinking about all the minute details. Just start with it. Don't think about views and things like that. And just, as long as you're consistent, I feel like you're going to break it regardless.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And another advice I would say is, what I've heard before is, if you knock on a door and they're not letting you into that building, build your own building. We live in an era where you can start your own social media channel and instantly you're a brand. Like TikTok, YouTube, you can start these channels for free.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need, I know obviously equipment helps, but you can literally do it through your phone as well. So I would literally just emphasize to get started. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake, and just continue going from there, really.
Perfect. That's a perfect way to end this podcast. It's been very educational. I've learned a lot. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having
to
me.
shout out your socials one more time.
Mert Armetz Media on all social channels, and for Liverpool fans or maybe non-Liverpool fans that want to see the champions of England, Anfield Club on Instagram.
For now.
For now. Let's see if Chelsea takes it. But if we get Isak,
no.
Different story.
Maybe. Well, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy, just like me and Cal did. And we'll see you next week for another Blue Podcast. Cheers.